What's going on, guys? My name's Corrupt, and today I'm bringing you guys my ultimate Hog Rider attack strategy guide. This guide is going to go over everything that you guys need to know about the Hog Riders before you start using them. We're going to be starting off with base identification, but then we're also going to go into 3 unique variations of this attack strategy, which will include the GoHoBo, the Suey Hogs, and the Queen Walk Mass Hog. We're also going to break down exactly how to use the Hog Riders before we actually start talking about each of those strategies. So we're going to be first starting out with base identification. Now let's first talk about base identification and also how you guys can use Hog Riders themselves. Now, when you're taking a look at different base designs, your 2 main objectives, your 2 key objectives with this one is the CC and the Queen. Sometimes the Queen will be in the middle of the base, sometimes she will be near the town hall, other times she'll be away from the town hall. Sometimes you may even see an anti-2-star base design. So you have to identify the base design. Can I get a little bit deeper into the base with the wall wrecker? Is that a good option to use? Well, yes, especially if the Queen's in the center of the base. And you can see where, a wall wrecker can easily path near that Queen, then you should be fine. And getting the CC is a really big help as well. Now, when you're going through each of those base designs, you're never always going to find the same base design. So what you're going to typically try and do is find where the town hall is if you're using the wall wrecker, but then if you're using the stone slammer, you may want to look at where if the Queen is near the town hall. Usually you'll see that in some base designs, but not every base design. But usually when you do that, you can actually use Valkyries within that stone slammer to get a lot of good value from just breaking through the walls and also, getting a little bit more than just bowlers in there dropping onto the Queen. Valkyries do a lot better in terms of their DPS on the Queen and any other structures, including walls. Now, if you're using the wall wrecker, you can also use bowlers and even Valkyries. Bowlers are actually a better option in terms of this. Sometimes you could bring an ice golem, but usually it's either going to be Valkyries or it's going to be bowlers. So you just really want to identify the base design before you actually start choosing your siege machine. Again, each of these strategies that we're going to be talking about can be used with either one, but it just depends on the base design. Just remember that your 2 key objectives are going to be the CC and Queen. Now, any extra values such as bomb towers, wizard towers, multi-infernos, any other ground traps that you can pull as your kill squad goes in is usually a really good idea. Now, there are 3 different type of kill squads you're going to use with this attack. You're either going to use one with just the slammer or the wall wrecker. Usually this is a good option, especially with the stone slammer, only if you can get to that Queen a little bit easier with just that siege. Another way is using the GoHoBo, which is either using the wall wrecker most likely or the stone slammer. Again, it depends on the base. Or you can use a Queen Walk, which is usually a good option and a very strong option, but is definitely a little bit harder to master. Now, when you're using the Hog Riders themselves, what you really want to do is you want to kind of either spam them or surgically place them. Both work very well and are both, very unique in their own different ways. Again, it's always up to you how you want to place them, but it's always going to work no matter what. Just remember that you got to use the heal spells to keep those hogs alive. And we'll talk about that as we go through the strategies, but really I want you guys to understand the hog deployment, it doesn't have to be surgical always. Sometimes you have to, other times you don't. So you just really want to make sure that you guys understand that before you actually start using those hogs. So now, we're going to start talking about the first attack, which is going to be the Suey Hogs. So the first strategy we have here for you guys is going to be the Suey Hog. Now, what is the Suey Hog, and how can you use this attack? Well, there are a few unique ways of doing this. Well, usually you're going to be using the wall wrecker, and sometimes you could also use the stone slammer. Again, it definitely does depend on the base and whether or not you could be getting a little bit extra value. I usually see the wall wrecker, sometimes the stone slammer, but usually the wall wrecker is also a good idea, especially if you want to get more from your wall wrecker. and usually that's a good idea because you can not only just get that queen, we can also get the CC and possibly even extra value minus the Inferno, obviously. But usually you don't have to get it because remember, heal spells heal over those Infernos, so you just really want to make sure that you guys understand that when you go through. Now, you can also use P.E.K.K.A.s, and P.E.K.K.A.s are a really good option in terms of this attack because P.E.K.K.A.s are tanky, they do a lot of damage, they usually 1 to 2 shot most buildings, sometimes they have to 3-shot certain structures. However, it is a very good troop to bring, and bringing more than just one is a good idea. Again, with this attack, you can be really flexible. You're not using that much housing space other than hogs, so maybe it's a good idea to bring P.E.K.K.A.s. They are usually a very good idea. Other times, you may not want to. However, it is usually a good idea, so I highly encourage that you guys try to do that. Now, remember, when you're dealing with either an enemy CC, you want to try and use the max poison for them, just because that max poison spell is enough to take out a max baby dragon. It won't be enough to take out a dragon, however with the queen's help it will. So you just really want to make sure that you can get the heroes in the base to take care of the CC. Now your non-max poison is going to be used on the skellies on the back end. This is really good because sometimes you may have some ground skellies that you have to deal with that will really interrupt how you do your hogs. So you just really want to make sure that you use that max poison on the CC and the non-max on the skelly traps that are around the base. Sometimes this can be a problem. Other times they may be near the CC and where you're going to enter in with your wall wrecker or even your stone slammer, and they'll get taken out by that poison. So you just really want to make sure that you guys understand that when you start using this. Now, as I said before, how you want to deploy your hogs, either surgically or spamming them in just in a little group area, because they work better under a group with that heal, because a group under that heal is going to really help a lot. Now, when you are doing this, you want to use your heal spells over point defenses. Whenever you see that their HP is low, it may be a good idea to do that. This can include Tesla farms, this can also include Wizard Tower farms. If you see that, usually they are not prevalent in this meta, but you can also even use them over other splash buildings such as bomb towers, giant bombs, triple giant bombs if you ever see that. Also the multi-target infernos, and even a bomb tower right next to a giant bomb or a double giant bomb right next to one. So you just really want to make sure that you guys kind of take a look at it and try and heal where they're going to go and not where they are. So just make sure that you guys can really get your heal spells right when you start using this attack strategy. So that is going to be the Sui Hog attack. Now let's go ahead and talk about the GoHoBo. The GoHoBo attack strategy. This strategy is very strong and is definitely something that you guys should really learn at Town Hall 10. This is using a kill squad, so very similarly to the GoHoBo at Town Hall 9, you guys can really learn this one very easy. Now you're going to be setting a funnel with your golems and also your wizards. The golems are there to tank for your wizards as they create the funnel. You can also even bring a baby dragon if you want. Those are usually really good in terms of setting the funnel since they are a little bit tankier and they also have that rage ability. Sometimes you may want to bring Valkyries, or mainly in the wall wrecker though. So usually in terms of the wall wrecker, you want to try and get as much value as you can with either the bowlers if you have more in there, or if you have some Valkyries, which aren't a bad option in terms of this, since sometimes you may bring bowlers already with your army. So you just really want to make sure that you guys identify that. Now sometimes you may want to use the wall wrecker. Sometimes you can highly use that to actually break into the base rather than just using a wall wrecker. So sometimes you may want to try out using the stone slammer to open up the base and also drop in those Valkyries that can really start hammering on through the rest of the base. Using that rage spell along with them can really help the Valkyries tear open walls and also tear down the queen and anything else that stands in their way. And once you start using that, then you could start sending in with your hogs to make sure that they start taking out those defenses. Again, either surgically or, spammed. And again, you want to use your heal spells over point defenses and even the king sometimes, since that king actually only either needs to 1 or 2 shot them. So usually you really want to make sure that you use those heal spells correctly, so then once they get to that king, sometimes he's on the back end, then you really want to make sure that those hogs are on health, so then they can clear the rest of the defenses and possibly even take him out. Other times, if they don't, it's not a big deal, because all you have to do is take care of his altar, not himself. So usually sometimes you may see where the altar goes down and you get the 3-star without actually taking out the enemy king. Now sometimes you also want to try and take him out with the kill squad as well. And it's definitely a very good option, but is definitely something that you guys can think about using, but you don't always have to, since it's not mandatory that you get him. And rather you should be getting the queen and also the CC. Now, I don't think I missed anything there, but now let's go ahead and jump into the Queen Walk Mass Hog attack. So the last attack strategy we have here for you guys is going to be the Queen Walk Mass Hog attack strategy. This strategy is very, very strong, but it's definitely hard to master. So hopefully this video will really help you guys understand how to do this attack strategy. Now, the Queen Walk is used in this attack, and what you really want to understand about that is you want the queen to get as much value from the outside before stepping into the base and taking out the CC and the enemy queen. Now, if you guys don't know how to do a queen walk, then you really want to go ahead and check out my video on the queen walk, as well as practice it in the practice mode if you guys are brand new to queen walk. It's a good idea and can really optimize a lot of different strategies that include hogs and also Lalo. Now, when you're definitely looking at the base designs here, you really want to make sure that you guys understand exactly what you want to get. Sometimes you may want to bring a golem. Other times you don't have to bring a golem. You can bring a stone slimer if you want. You can bring, Valkyries within that stone slimer to help take out the CC and even the queen. Usually going to try and use the Valkyries within it to take out the queen, and then whatever's in the CC, if it's a damage CC or if it's a tank CC, you just really want to make sure that you guys plan for that. Usually a Lava Hound CC is going to really hammer down on that Queen Walk, since it does have to slow her down with her Queen Walk, and sometimes could even pull the healers into an Inferno range or even an air defense range. So you really want to make sure that you guys are careful about what CCs you are attacking in different base designs. Now again, once you've gotten the key objectives, the CC, queen, and possibly even the king if you did, then you can actually start going ahead and using your heal spells. Now remember, the lava pups, especially if you see a Lalo CC, those lava pups will do a lot of work against your hogs, so make sure that you kill that lava hound, especially if it pops thanks to the queen. Again, when you're starting to wrap around through the base using those heal spells where those hogs are going, making sure that they're healed up right through the base so that then they can get a lot of good value. You can even use freeze spells if you want to freeze up the king, or even freeze up a multi if you do see it as necessary. But other than that, as you start moving in through the base, you should be able to really clear it up. The hogs should be enough for cleanup, and you should be able to start going through the rest of the base. Just remember that your Queen Walk is just going to try and get some bits of value. This could include those wizard towers, bomb towers if they're on the outside, or any other structures that can really make the pathing a little bit better for your hogs. So just make sure that you guys really understand that when you guys are using this. But other than that, that is going to do it here for this video. So hopefully you guys did learn something, and if you guys did, why not leave a like and also subscribe for more of my content, and also share with your clanmates so that then they can become better attackers with hogs. Also, if you guys want to go ahead and join the XHumanity family and my community Discord server, those links are in the description below, along with the Discord server link to a server of mine that is I'm really loving. It's College, I believe that's how you say it. It's a very, very good one, and it's definitely something that you guys should really take a look at, because they have a lot of good information for you players who really want to understand different attack strategies and different things that are in the game. A lot of good guides there, including my own videos and other creators' videos are in there as well for Town Hall 9s, all the way up to Town Hall 12, even for lower end Town Halls. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and also go ahead and follow my Twitter. The link to it is also in the description below. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Corrupt, signing out.